Hello and welcome to HomeSol. My name is Mike McClelland and I do some of the IT stuff for HomeSol and specifically related to SharePoint, which is this presentation. So what is SharePoint? SharePoint's a cloud-based system, allows you to manage documents or what we call libraries. We can create news posts, set up custom web pages to share documents and information with colleagues, partners, and customers. Our principal use of the program right now is in document management through a document library. So why are we using SharePoint? We'd previously been on a different cloud-based system. Was a little bit restrictive in terms of the space we had and how the files could be managed. So we moved to SharePoint as it provides us with more flexibility in managing our documents and will eventually allow us to streamline many of our processes, save time, and improve accuracy. It also provides us with other advantages. It's supported by a diverse multinational corporation, which is Microsoft, and it's constantly adding and improving the features that are offered. It integrates with the other key Microsoft programs like Microsoft Office and Teams, and it basically increases our storage capacity by 25 times or more versus the old system we have, and we pay a relatively small fee per month per user for that privilege. If you're listening to this presentation, you're either from the Atlantic region, British Columbia, or Alberta, and again, welcome. You can create bookmarks in your favorite browser to the SharePoint sites that you use most often. However, the most efficient way to navigate to all of the links you're going to be using is by bookmarking a certain site known as our proto page. So let me just pull up I'm just going to pull up a different browser here. So the site here, and it's trying to navigate to it now, is called protopage.com. I'm going to go to a different one. So www.protopage.com/HomeSol Atlantic. So this will be used by everyone outside in Ontario. And when you put that URL in there, and this is also in the user guide, it'll bring you to this site. So we've created this site just so you can have all the key links that you're going to need. The key sites are up in the top left corner. Some education links where you'll find the SharePoint documents that I provided to you or will be providing to you by email. There's some human resources links here. Won't interest the EAs, but some of the administrators. Then over on the right, green homes, other resources and directories, and other key links. So these are updated periodically, but provide you sort of with a one-page, one-stop area. You can get all the links rather than bookmarking each of these in your individual browsers. The other benefit of this is coming to this proto page /HomeSol Atlantic. You can do that from any computer anywhere, and you're going to have these links at your beck and call, whereas if you were bookmarking them on your personal computer, that won't be the case. Okay. If you get prompted to sign in to this page, the password is in the file. It's I won't say it over the video, but if you look in the user guide, it's in there. If you are prompted, you can enter the page through that. So let me take you into the Atlantic site. And all the provinces but Ontario are using this site, so I'm going to just connect to my account and just give it a second. There we go. Okay, and this is the main page that will take you to. This isn't the home page for the Atlantic site. This is our document page, which is where you'll be doing most of your work. And I bypassed the home page because it doesn't provide you with a lot of benefits at this point in time. So you can see the documents is highlighted to the left here. Brings it here. These are the sort of the top level folders, and then there's some quick links up here. Each of these quick links is also listed down here. You'll see, let me widen this out for you. You'll see the Energy Advisors Atlantic, British Columbia, and Alberta, and the same links are up here. So if you're from the Atlantic region, you can either click on this link or you can click here directly and it takes you in. Now, when you open up this folder, if you're a new EA in the Atlantic region, you should only see your own folder. So if you were, as an example, JJ here, if this was his account that he'd signed in under, he'd only see his own folder, and then the structure inside each folder is pretty much the same as you drill down. So just going back here for a second. Not letting me go back. There we go. So that takes me back sort of to the top level. These other areas are mainly for administration. The sandbox is for me to demo things in. So for the energy advisors, you're going to go into one of these 3 links, which again are provided along the top. The first thing you should do when you get into the Atlantic site, or any site, if there's other sites that you end up belonging to, is go up here to where it says following, and yours will have a sort of hollowed out not following, and you need to click on that, and that'll allow you to follow the sites. There are some areas where that will create a hyperlink over on the left, and in other cases, if something was posted here in the news area, you'll get a notification as long as you're following it. So so you want to click there first thing when you get in here. Navigating within this library, so let me just drill down into a folder here, one of the Energy Advisors folders. Let's go into Zenon's. Where is he? I guess it doesn't. There he is, down here. So then within here, all of you are going to have an action folder, log sheets, and I'd have to look to see, I think it's the EA documents, but the action folder is probably your main area you're going to be working on. So when you go into here, and then ready for review, so this is where you would place files that were ready. You'd completed an audit, you were uploading all your files, and you wanted the administration staff to look them over and process them. You would go into this location, obviously under your own ID there. You'll see at the top it creates what are called breadcrumbs. So we started in Documents, I went to Energy Advisors Atlantic, then Zenon, then his action folder, and now I'm in Ready for Review. If I wanted to navigate back, I can either navigate back to the documents here, or if I just wanted to go back one folder, if I just want to go to the action folder, if I click on that, it just moves me up one level. So you can use the breadcrumbs to move forward and backwards through the different levels here, and it'll have a little string here, and that string of folders will get longer if you're drilling into further ones. So you can see when I go to Ready for Review, it's here, back up one level, back up 2 levels, back up to all the Energy Advisors, and then back up to the root. Now you don't have to, if you want to go back to Documents, just click on the Documents, or here. You don't have to go back one level at a time. So how do you upload files to SharePoint? It's fairly easy. There's a couple of processes you can use. So let's, I'm going to close this window off, and I've just got a different view over here that will be helpful. Minimize that. So here I have opened up the SharePoint window at the Atlantic site, and this is the same one you just saw, and I've got a local file location that I've opened, but I'm going to start over on the right here. So let's say there's 2 ways you can do this. I'm going to show you the way, the first way I'm going to show you is not our recommended way, but it works. So it's just not quite as easy, or doesn't seem to be. So let's say I wanted to I'm going to go into the HomeSol sandbox and Ready for Review. So just envision that you've drilled down into your own folder, you're in your Ready for Review, and you want to upload some files you've done, or folders. So I've got a folder over here that's ready for processing. I can either, if I want to upload individual files, I can just pick them from here, or in this case I've gathered them all in a folder, and I can just do that. So I'm going to drag it over here. It's important when you drag it over here that you get this dotted line around the outside. Now right now there's nothing in here, and it goes there by default. If you have a whole list of folders here, it may try to put it inside another folder. So when you come over here, just as a matter of habit, just place your cursor just above where it says name, and let go. And then up here you'll see it's uploading 18 items. I click here to see the status of how it's going. I can close that window when if I don't want to see it anymore. So very important, you don't close this window. You can minimize it, you can work on other tabs, but don't close this window while it's uploading, or it will interrupt the upload. It will not resume, so you'll have an incomplete upload. Okay, so don't close the window, and obviously don't turn off your computer. So if you're uploading a whole bunch of files late in the day, you know, drag them in there, let them do their work. When it's done, you'll see that it disappeared, and it says it's all done. If you don't see the little wheel going around up here, you'll know that it uploaded them fine and put them into the ready for review. Okay, if you need to delete files out of SharePoint, you can pretty much take any action in SharePoint by pointing at the file. Now I'm going to maximize this window just so you can see. It gives you a lot of options up here, and more, even more here. So we can basically, so I can do the upload. I'm going to show you that in a second. But let's say I wanted to delete, so I can click on this little ellipsis. It tells me everything I can do, and one of them's delete. And it says, you want to send it to the recycle bin. And I said, yeah. So let's say I've done that and realize I've made a mistake. So let's just make sure that's gone. There we go. So it's all gone from there. If I made a mistake, you have access to the recycle bin over here. And this is a site recycle bin, so it's not yours personally. So you'll see everybody's. So the longer the time is from the time you deleted till the time you want to recover, you may have to go down the list a little bit. So, okay, so the recycle bin has appeared here, and you can see just since I deleted it, 2 other people deleted something. So here's the one I had. If I didn't see this list, of course, I could scroll down. I can click on the top to sort it by name, by the date it was deleted, by its original location, who created it. So normally you would search by deleted by, because likely something you've done yourself. So you would click here, say, no, I want that back, and it's going to put it back where it found it, which was originally, which is in our sandbox. And you just click on the restore, and it's gone from there. And then we will go back to the documents area. Go down into our sandbox, ready for review. It should be back there, and there it is. Yeah, so it just puts it back where it was deleted from. So I'm going to delete it again because we don't need that left in the sandbox. Okay, that was a little sidetrack there. I wanted to show you how to upload without dragging. So before I had you drag from the window to into SharePoint. That's actually the preferred method. The secondary method you can use, not quite as easy. If you think it is, then go for it. It doesn't hurt. Either way it works. So I'm going to upload a folder in this case because I know I want that particular folder, and I've got to find it on my computer. So I put a special EA working file, so there it is. So I find the folder or files, and you can do it either way, and you click upload, and it'll ask you want to do that. You say yup, and again this comes up. It starts circling up here at the top to say what progress it's making, and it will do everything. Again, leave this window open, don't turn your computer off during this time, and it will upload the files. And it's finished now, so it gives you a little notification. The little wheel disappears, so you know it's there, and it's done. So either method, you can open up an Explorer window beside this, and then just drag this over so you can see both. Drag from one to the other, or you can decide you want to just upload directly to it. So you will come across, if you're doing any research, a feature called Sync in SharePoint. We have stopped using that. We've had some inconsistencies. If you do have if you are syncing, if you're brand new, you're not going to do this. So, but it has caused us some problems and some lost files. So we've discontinued the use on that. Okay. So that's the upload, how to get files in there. How to get files out of here. So suppose I just wanted to download some files to look at them. So I can download a whole folder if I want to. So if I do that, anytime you're selecting a folder or multiple files, it downloads as a zip file. So if you click here, and then you can use the ellipsis, or sometimes it's up here, there's the download, but I like using this because it gives me all my options. I'm going to download. You'll see it'll appear here as building a zip file. Counting it up now, there it is. And then I can open the zip file, and you may have a different version of WinZip on your computers. So it just came up on my other screen. I'm going to drag it over in a second. It just asked me, in my case, yes, unzip the files to a folder I choose. So I'm going to click on that, and here's the choices it's giving me, and I'm going to put it into here, and I'll leave it in the sort of the root directory here just to show you. It'll probably create a duplicate. Actually, I'll put it inside this, so actually be a folder inside, and unzip. And then when I go back to my Windows Explorer in here, there's the folder. Just put that in a list view so you can see that. You can see it added that folder to here. Now in this example I would never add the folder inside the folder, I already had it. But I might add files in here. So let's say, and I'm just going to delete this from, let me delete all the files that are in here and assume I just have the folder. So this is on my local drive. Still have the folder, but nothing's inside. And over here I've got this. I'm going to go inside, and let's say I want to just download one of these files. So I click here, click download. It's going to download it directly, but it downloads it directly to your, you can say show in folder to see where. It puts it directly into your downloads folder. Now your path will be a little different, so clicking there and say show in folder, that'll tell you where it is, and then you can whoops, I'll do that again, sorry. And then you can place it, you can drag it into the working folder that you've created as well. So it's important at this point to understand that you should be creating a working folder on your C drive. In my case, I created one here called My EA Working Files. You can do the same thing. You don't have to put it in the downloads area. You can put it on your C drive. And make sure you use that for all the files you're working on until they're ready for upload. Okay? Two reasons. That keeps a backup copy on your computer and puts the main copy in SharePoint. And if anything goes wrong, let's say your internet cuts out halfway through and some of the files don't make it, you've still got your backup. So I would hold on to those backups for a period of time, quite a period of time, until they've been processed in SharePoint, and then they'll be there permanently anyway. So create that area to do working files on your local computer, and then upload them to SharePoint as I just showed you. Okay. If I want to do all of these files, what it's going to do is, again, it's going to zip them. So if I click download, it's going to create a zip file. Anytime you do multiple files or a folder, it creates this. So let me see if I can open this up. Let me see if I can drag this over to my screen here. Just a second. Yeah, so again, it's asking me unzip the files to a folder I choose. So I would be inclined to unzip them into the folder I want to work on them. So I'm going to put them here. And then I get this screen, and this is my working files. You will recall I deleted all the files out of here, so now I'm going to unzip them, and that should put them back, and we'll just give it a second. And then when I go back into this folder, there they are. So it's been downloaded. So upload or download, that's kind of the process you can use. If you have a I'll say Microsoft Office file, now this folder wouldn't have those necessarily, you can open it and work on it in that folder. So let me give you an example, and I'll just trying to think of where I might have a test file here. So if you come across an Excel file, you want to open it and work on it in SharePoint, you can click on Open. Never open it in the browser. It's got limited functionality. Always open it in the app. Excel will open. It's just opening on my other screen. We'll give it a second. There it is. Here we go. Okay, so it's opened the test file. You notice there's an auto-save on, right? So if I make a change in this file and press enter, after a few seconds, this is going to say saving. All right, there it goes, saving and saved. So all the changes you make in this file get saved right away. So when you close it, it'll, if it hasn't saved it recently, it'll save it there. So using the files in this manner, these are only Office files, makes it almost impossible to lose any of your work. There's also version history, so if you did make a mistake and write over your file, we can pull out a earlier version of it if you need to. So, okay, so that's Microsoft Office files. The other thing is multiple people can be in this same file. You'll see their little icon on the screen if it's active. I don't know if I don't have one open right now to show you that, but just keep that in mind. All right, let me just get this back here. Pardon me. Okay, we've done that. I'm just looking at my moving files. Let's go back here. So I'm going to open up my SharePoint Atlantic and my link. So let's say I wanted to move files, move or copy. Let's say I wanted to move this file into this folder, or even into the sandbox. So when it's this close together, you can actually drag it in like that. But I want to show you, most of the time when you're moving and copying, you're going to a whole different area, so you want to be able to navigate to it. So I'm just clicking here. I click the little ellipsis to get my options. In this case, I want to move it, so move to. And I'm going to move it to the sandbox, into a subfolder, into my new folder, into annual attestation. So I'm just drilling down and then move here. And it will disappear from there. And then if I followed that path I just looked at, we will find it. Right there. That's where it moved it to and modified about a minute ago. If I simply wanted to make a copy of the file from here and put it back in another area, so not copy link, you want to copy to, and then you want to kind of use the breadcrumbs here to drill out. Now you can go to a whole different site if you have access to them. In my case, I have access to many sites. You'll probably just have the one for a while. So I'm just going to sort of drill back here to the top of the folder, and I can keep going right up to the top if I need to, but in this case I was in the sandbox and I just want to put it back at this level, so I'll copy here. So it's going to copy it, and then I can go back and check to see, and there it is. The little sprite you see beside a file, that means it's new. So you'll see that any file that's been added to SharePoint, and it stays there, might stay there for a day or two at the most. It doesn't seem to be consistent, but if you see it, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It just means that it's a new file. Searching. So if I wanted to search a database I was looking for, now let's just look for something we know is in here and try searching for it first. So let's say I'm looking for, let me go down to, because I know I can find files in here and here. I'm looking for this folder, but I don't know where it is. Now obviously I found it here. So just bear with me. I'm just going to use the rename just to copy the number. So I know the number I'm looking for, or I may know the address, but in this case the number. But I'm at this level. I'm at the top level, don't know where it is. So if you put it up here, paste that number in, and after a few seconds it pops up where it finds different versions of this. So there was the one, that was the one I was looking for, and it takes me right into that folder. So search function's really good here. If it doesn't find it in this site, it'll ask to search the whole organization, and it will search other sites as well. So you can do the same in the recycle bin if you want to check to see if there's a file in there, but the list is long. You can go into the recycle bin and the little search. Now let's just make sure this isn't slow still. So in the recycle bin, we just search up in this corner. So if I was looking for, I'll look for something I know is there. So the 4G. So what do we got? 4GC2 D00058. And again, gives you the same, but it's only searching in the recycle bin right now. And said, oh, there's the one you're looking for, which happens to be right here. So search either way, recycle bin or documents, and you can find most things. Many times you know where it is, but perhaps you've lost it, or you don't know where it is, so you can search from the very top here to finish that. So that's that should be it for your initial training. More to come through your partners and the people that you'll be shadowing. They'll help you with the process around processing files and how to put it up there. But as long as you understand in SharePoint how to upload them from the File Explorer into the SharePoint window, then half of your aggravation, I'll say, is done. The rest of the stuff can be filled in. So hope you have a great day, and again, welcome to HomeSol. Take care.